This is David Mould. I'm reading from my book Postcards from the Borderlands. This excerpt is entitled The Bus to Blantyre. "Mobile number for next of kin?" asked the sales agent at the bus company office in Malawi's capital, Lilongwe. "I don't understand," I said, thinking I had misheard the question. "Next of kin mobile number," the agent repeated slowly and loudly enough for the street vendors outside to hear. "Oh, that's my wife, Stephanie, in the United States. Her number is—" The agent interrupted. "No, you didn't understand. Next of kin in Malawi," she said, her pen poised to record the information on the passenger list. I was obviously presenting a challenge to the AXA bus line passenger database, not to mention holding up the ticket line. I quickly weighed my options. A quickie marriage of convenience to one of those street vendors, then a faster divorce after obtaining her mobile number. No, Stephanie would not appreciate it, even if she understood the practical reality. I decided to stand firm. I handed over the 7,000 kwacha, about $18. "Just give me the ticket, please," I said politely but firmly. The agent grumbled, scribbled my name on her sheet and the ticket, and handed it over. Asking passengers for next of kin contact information does not exactly instill confidence in a bus company's safety record, but I was never able to learn whether this was a legal requirement or company policy. What I was told was that AXA and another company, National, ran the fastest, most comfortable buses on the 250-mile route between Lilongwe and Blantyre, the commercial capital in the south, and that they had the best safety records. I don't want to speculate what personal questions the other companies asked. Still, the 4.5-hour trip the next morning began with instructions to all passengers to fasten their seat belts. Then the bus attendant came on the PA system. "We thank the Lord for the gift of life. Thank you for choosing AXA." For those who've travelled in sub-Saharan Africa, the view from the bus on the 2-lane highway would be familiar. A dry, flat landscape of scrub grass and small trees, broken by cultivated fields, with goats and cattle wandering dangerously close to the road and groups of men squatting under trees. We passed roadside stalls, covered with sheets or tarpaulins for shade, selling fruits, vegetables, household goods and auto parts, and piles of bricks and crushed stone for construction. For commercial freight, pile it high is the rule. Overloaded, top-heavy trucks leant dangerously to one side, but fortunately there were few curves in the road. The minibuses that make the short-haul trips between towns were packed with passengers and luggage. Young men rode bicycles or pushed them with large bundles of firewood tied to the frame. Women carried baskets and tubs on their heads, their babies and small children tightly wrapped in bundles on their backs. Older children in uniforms walked to and from school. Malawi's main north-south highway seemed to draw all human activities onto its narrow ribbon. Most villages consisted of small round huts of mud bricks with thatched roofs and a store built of brick or concrete. Commercial businesses like the supermarkets and convenience stores of Lilongwe offered a range of products and services. The Abitu Rest House and Hangover Clinic, Marge Hall Investments Food and Cosmetics Paradise, Yanko Fashion and Pest Control. Government billboards promoted growth, health and civic responsibility. Malawi, your investment destination. Wash your hands with soap after using a latrine. Pay parking fees to improve city roads. Of course, much of the retail sector does not have or need signs. Almost everything is sold along the highways. Building materials, lumber, thatching material, rough bricks fired in small kilns, tires and auto parts, living room furniture, baskets, brooms, pots and pans, firewood from eucalyptus trees, live chickens, goats, maize, grains, and seasonal fruits and vegetables. In August, bananas, tangerines, tomatoes, cassava, sweet potatoes, and potatoes. The staple food is white kernel maize, ground and cooked into white cakes called nsima, with a tomato-based sauce providing flavour. It's a basic food found throughout southern Africa and eaten by people of all races. In South Africa, pap, or maize porridge, is a breakfast favourite for Afrikaners. The Malawi government is concerned that the country is over-dependent on maize and that a poor harvest will result in food shortages. It wants farmers to diversify and grow more rice and, quote, Irish potatoes. Having Malawians change their eating habits is a challenge because nsima is eaten every day, but the potato appears to be making inroads. Chips, that's fries, are on the menu at most restaurants, often in lead position, as in chips and chicken and chips and curry. The bus passengers who were not sleeping were watching an eclectic series of music videos on the monitor. The slickly produced ones with rap artists and scantily clothed women were from Nollywood, Nigeria's movie industry. They alternated with locally produced videos of fully clothed church choirs swaying to the religious beat in tropical locations, with cutaways of ministers in white suits preaching up a storm, and scenes pirated from Hollywood religious epics. The contrast, in both the amount of exposed skin and social message, was striking. Homely-looking women in matching purple outfits in synchronized routines, then sultry temptresses wrapping their body parts around rap artists, or, in one video, raising automobile hoods, stretching and sweating over the engine blocks and suggestively wielding wrenches and socket sets. "Oh, excuse me, miss, after you've finished salivating over those pumping cylinders, would you mind checking the radiator level?" Postcards from the Borderlands by David Mould, published by Open Books, is available from Amazon and other online booksellers.